How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff. That's me. Thanks for joining us here each and every day. We hope you are trying to get the news out there about what's going on in the world of UAPs. Now, whether it's sightings, whether it's legislation, whether it's hearings, whatever it might be, we try to bring you the stories that we think that people should be covering, that people should be talking about. And I don't know if we're going to have a show tomorrow. It's July 4th. I'm going to try, but maybe not. But if this is the last one until Friday, then so be it. And I thought this was a good one to talk about. And the first, I heard about this from our buddy Michelangelo over there on Twitter. And this is the petition for UAP legislation to be included in the 2025 NDAA. So this is where Mike posted. He says, we're almost done. Sign the petition. You don't need to be a U.S. citizen to sign the petition. Now, there is, of course, a video. And let me play this video. There is, of course, a video from the UAP Disclosure Fund. And here it is.
I'm here to discuss the so-called flying saucers.
Well, if there's a thing, it's rotating.
Last night's 60-minute story on UFO sightings by U.S. Navy pilots is causing a big reaction today.
There's footage and records of objects in the skies that we don't know exactly what they are.
My hope is that we will use the U.S. intelligence community to solve this mystery once and for all, to find out where are they coming from, who's behind them, what is the agenda. We have the means and the capability to do that if we set our minds to it as a nation.
You solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
The American public has a right to learn about technologies of unknown origins, non-human intelligence, and unexplainable phenomena.
We're going to uncover the cover-up, and I hope this is just the beginning of many more hearings and more people coming forward about this.
Have you met with people with direct knowledge or have direct knowledge yourself of non-human origin craft?
Yes, I personally interviewed those individuals.
The best science, isn't it, is when you go against the grain.
Yeah. Eventually, the anomalies and the things that don't fit the picture add up to the point where you can't ignore it anymore. And so that's what has just recently happened. We're watching a Kuhnian moment.
This is huge, isn't it? We're at a huge moment in human history right now.
It's essential we keep working on our proposal to create an independent presidentially appointed review board that can oversee UAP classified records and create a system for releasing them where appropriate to the public.
UFOs, unidentified flying objects, are real.
Bill, I think we're beyond that already. The government has already stated for the record that they're real. I'm not telling you that. The United States government is telling you that.
Again, there is the petition for the UAP legislation to be included. So I put that link in there for Mike's thing, plus the video there. And I think it's important. And I think this is one of the things that people are doing, is just try to get the information out there. And the more, this is like the frustrating side of it, right? It's like you wish and you hope. There's certain things in the way that we live. And I saw some video of, it was something ridiculous. I don't remember what it was. So let's make something up and say it was a cat playing a flute, right? And it had like 2.7 million views or whatever it was. And then something like that only has like 8,000 signatures. And you know, and it's also, it starts to play into your head also when it comes to certain algorithms and how things are being pushed. And it's like the majority of, I think, humans, if you were like, hey, if I could tell you, and if we were able to figure it out, not whether or not you believe it or not, but if I was going to tell you right now, I had a definitive answer on whether or not we were alone, would you want to know? I'd say the majority of people, whether or not they realize what they're saying or not, would say, sure, I'd want to know. But they don't think about it in their average day. They don't think about it because they don't. A lot of people can't even fathom it. And even when you look at that report with that reporter when he's talking to Lou Elizondo, and he says to him, "Are the UFOs real?" And Lou says, "We're past that. We know that they're real. It's a matter of like what it is." That's where we are right now. And I think the interview was a little older, but still, a lot of people follow that same mentality of what UFOs. For those people who are watching this channel right now, people who watch this all the time, then I am sure that you have other people, whether it's commenting here or going back and forth with other people inside of this community to have this conversation about what's going on. You feel comfortable doing so, right? Now, how many of you feel comfortable talking about this with coworkers? Feel comfortable talking about this with your family members? Feel comfortable talking about this with anybody? Like, you know, I'm with you guys still. I talk about this stuff every day to thousands of people I'm talking to, right? But it's not a topic that you're just talking and just like a stranger and you just bring it up. If the stranger shows an interest in it, then you'll talk about it all day. If it just kind of, I can't tell you how many people that I have spoken to that were like, "Oh, I'm very fascinated in that stuff. I think there's so much more than meets the eye," and that's usually people who are just not even that educated in it, but they think. And that was kind of my earlier point, is that everybody kind of wants to know if you could know. So I wish everybody would sign this thing, because does it ever make a lick of difference? I don't know. Some people will tell you that it does. Like when they say, call your senators, call your people, call them, write letters. It helps. Call me a skeptic when it comes to that stuff. And I could be dead wrong. I just feel like it doesn't. I feel like they want to get it done. They'll try to get it done. If not, a letter isn't going to do anything. Like, I think the power by the people and all that. And when you say, "Oh, they work for us," I don't really have any. I don't take any stock in that, because I don't feel like they are working for us. I feel like they're working for themselves. I mean, look at all this. What's going on with the Republicans versus Democrats right now in an election year, and that has already bled over into this topic, and it sucks that that's what's happening. So, as much as I'd love, I signed it. I think everybody should sign it. But if 2.5 million people signed it, would it matter? I don't know. If the powers that be saw this thing and said, "Holy crap, 3 million people signed this thing, 5 million people signed it, we got to do something about it," or it's like, no, there's a cat playing a flute that did 5 million. Who cares? I don't know. But I do think it's important. And like I said, I signed it, and I think you should sign it. I am like in a little bit of I'm in a rut when it comes to this stuff, because even the stuff we covered with Ross Coulthard on UAP Tuesday the other day, where there's evidence that, you know, the United States government definitely knows about non-human intelligence. Do I believe that? Yes. Have I heard it about 1,000 times already? Yeah. And do I think that there's any big information that has dropped since? No. But there needs to be. Like, what's the next big thing that comes out? Is it a hearing? Is it like another whistleblower? Like, what is it? Because you rewind into 2018, the people who've been following this topic way longer than me must have been like, "Oh my God, that you see that thing? This is it. The New York Times report that came out. This is it. The roof's gonna be blown off this place. Everybody's gonna be talking about it. Disclosure's coming." And then nothing. And then somebody's like, "Well, when's the next big thing?" And then it happened to be 5 years later, or more, right? So wasn't it 2017? I think it was 2018. But 5 years later, if it was 2018, and here's David Grush, and here are the hearings. You're gonna wait another 5 years for another big thing to drop? I mean, it's already been a year. Like, the big events thus far, the big ones that you can think of, right, are what? Roswell. That's like the big one that people think. There are definitely other events that people can, tons of them that you can bring up, whether it's the O'Hare incidents, the Zimbabwe, like there's tons of things, but the ones that the mainstream media has covered that everybody kind of knows, besides the people who are really into the topic, because I didn't know those O'Hare ones and Zimbabwe, I didn't know anything about those until I started really diving deep on this topic. But I knew about Roswell, and I think a lot of people knew about those hearings. Like, I remember I can't remember who it was I was talking to. It was a business meeting. Like, "Oh, yeah, the UFO stuff. I heard something about hearings or something." Like, they know about that. Like, what's the next thing? And will they be able to get this thing passed in December to what Schumer says there about having this committee? Because that committee could change it all, but are the powers that going to be, are they going to block it? I don't know. What do you think, guys? Put your comments in there. Tell me exactly what you think. Throw your comments in there. Hit the like button. It helps the channel. It helps get the conversation out there. It helps more people see it, because I think more people should be covering this, especially, look, this one's important. Comment and like as much as you can on this one, because I want people to see this video, because I want people to find the link, and I want people to sign that thing. Whether or not I think it's going to make a huge impact or not, I think it's important. I think it shows solidarity at the very least. So I'll put that in there. I'll put the link in the description. I'll put Mike's post in there. You can find it. You can sign it. It's easy. You sign up 2 seconds, sign up, and hopefully something gets done. I don't know. Enjoy your 4th. Have a wonderful, wonderful day if you are here. If not, just enjoy your day in general, man. I'm going to try to do a video tomorrow. I'm not promising, but I'm going to try. I'm taking a day off. But if I can get a video out, I'll try. If not, I'll see you back here on Friday. And I'm going to tell you about one of our sponsors before I get out of here. And if you want, and you want to sign up, that's another way to help the show. All right. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Guys, let me tell you about Joy Mode. So what you don't want to do is, because everybody worries about, oh man, when it comes to whether it's getting older or whether it's just in general with getting in the bedroom. You're like, oh, I don't want to have a bad sex experience. I don't want to do that. But guess what? Gas station pills, you've all been standing around going, oh, those might work. They don't. And you don't want to do the prescriptions either sometimes, man. They got bad results. Feels like a hangover. So the good news is you got Joy Mode. And Joy Mode is safe and it's backed by science. It's like when you go to the gym and you want to have extra electrolytes or whatever it might be, a good kind of workout shake. It's the same thing. You feel good. It has nothing to do with, oh, I can't do it anymore. It has nothing to do with that. It's like, yeah, I'm working out. I'm going to the bedroom. And it works for cardiovascular health. Did you know that? Yes. So it doesn't matter if you're happy or unhappy with what's going on in the bedroom right now. Perform better. Joy Mode Sexual Performance Booster. It's a pre-workout, but it's for sex. It's designed to support that quality down there, guys. The firmness, the sex drive. So these are the game changers. All the ingredients have been assessed in peer-reviewed journals. All the ingredients have been studied and researched in humans. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm not going to do those over-the-counter drugs anymore after doing Joy Mode. Not doing it. So the good news is it's small enough to just put in your wallet. You can take with you on the go. It's the perfect travel companion. If you go to usejoymode.com, you get 20% off with the code DTE at checkout. That's 20% off and free shipping, but use that code DTE at usejoymode.com. It's great sex solved naturally. All right, thank you to our friends over at Joy Mode. I'm telling you, check it out.